So if we are looking at it, what is our missing angle in the first triangle? 103 plus 31 gives us 144, right? Subtract from 180 gives us how many degrees? 130, 134, right? So it should be 36 degrees. And how about over here? Should get Lily?
Should be 64.
Should be 64. So are the triangles similar? They have one angle. So are the triangles similar? No. Our reasoning, only one, right? Angle that was congruent. Only one angle congruent. You like to write out the word congruent. So here's the fact. This is how you're going to give it. If there's not two, you're going to tell me triangle is not similar because there's only one pair, or there is no pairs congruent. Usually it's one pair, not two. But if there's two, you're going to tell me the two congruent angles, and you're going to say, therefore, the triangles are similar because we have two pairs of congruent angles. So let's start it off. Look at the picture. What do you think? A student drew these three triangles. They are not drawn to scale. Are they similar triangles? Do they all look the same? They kind of do, don't they? All three of them? So it says now we want to check. So please find the missing angles for me. So 80 and 20, that's 100, which means this angle has to be 80. Here I have 80, and it's an isosceles triangle, which means angle T must be 80. So far, are these first two triangles congruent or similar? We got 80, 80, 20, 80, 80, 20. Okay. So how about this one? 20 and how much is that W? 20. Which means angle X, definitely not drawn to scale, right, is 140. So if it was drawn to scale, it probably would have looked a lot more like this, right? Right? That would be kind of what that angle would look like. So the key thing is we are trying to get you to, when you're looking at these, is to notice that they are not drawn to scale. And you don't want to assume anything. So are any of these really similar? Yes, only two of them, right? So what do we know about triangles once we filled in our information? There are two similar triangles, right? Out of this group of three. What are our two similar triangles? Someone want to tell me the letters going around? Raise your hand, please. Which one do we want to go with first, Micah?
Triangle PQR.
Triangle PQR. It's going to be similar to triangle. Now I got to make sure I get the right number order. Jordan?
STU.
S. So you went PQ 80, 80, 80, 20, 80, and you're saying which one?
STU.
T or STU? S. Can I go 80, 80?
Oh, no.
I have to go S.
UT.
UT or TUS, right? I take it either way, okay? I have to go with the 80 degree angle, then the 20, then the 80, okay? And then we have to give our reason. So these two are similar because we had triangle P that is congruent to, or angle P that is congruent to angle, which one is P in the same spot as? S, right? Which equaled 80 degrees. And what else do we know on this one? What other angle? Do you want to go up the other 80 or 20? It doesn't matter. 20. So, and we also had the letters that we are using for that one are going to be angle Q is congruent to angle U, which both equal 20 degrees. So because we have two congruent angles, our triangles are similar. And it says, did we change our mind from earlier once we looked at that? This one definitely wasn't, right? When we were looking at that one. Next page of your notes, last page of notes for this unit. I want you to find in this picture, I want you to find this angle first by using the triangle sum that you know all three angles inside the triangle, and then find this yellow one next. So find the green one and then the yellow one. Use your calculators if you need to. What'd you get?
I got 40 degrees.
40 degrees. Anyone have the yellow one for me? How much?
60.
Is it 60?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. So now on this picture we have 80 degrees. And these two markings are telling me that it's what kind of a triangle because those two markings are exactly the same.
Really?
It is, well, congruent, and this is what kind of a triangle? Isosceles. So if the base angles, if I have two angles the same in a triangle, and this one is 80, what do I know these two angles together add up to equal? 100. So if they have to add to equal 100, I know that this angle has to be 50 degrees, and this angle has to be 50 degrees, right? So this is important information. You want to write it right in your pictures when you're doing your homework. So write on the picture, instead of putting it to the side, put it right on the picture as you are doing these. So we are looking at this and it says, are these three triangles similar? Are all three of them similar? No. Only two, right? Only two triangles are similar up in this picture. And then it says we got to explain that, so we're going to do that down here. And the other thing it asks is that it tells you is don't assume anything. Does DCE look like a straight line? How many degrees in a straight line? 180. So from D to C to E, D to C to E is how many degrees? 50, 60, 80 gives us 190. Is this a straight line? No. It's more than a straight line, right? Kind of bows out. You can kind of see that, but if you looked at the original picture, it almost looks like a straight line, right? So we want to answer that first question about our two similar triangles. What would you say our two similar triangles are? If I start with triangle A, B, C, similar to, so want to tell me which one we see it similar to? A, B, C, similar to, what do you got, Micah? D, starting with 80, same as we did here. Then we went, when we did this one, we went with, here we went with A to B to C, we went 40, 80, 60. So we need to go,
No, ECF.
okay. ABC to CDF. And our reason would be, we might want to start with two pairs of congruent angles. Two pairs of congruent angles means we had angle B congruent to angle C, which equaled 80, and what else? Do you want to use the 40 or the 60? Does it matter? No. Andrew, which one do you want to use? 40 or 60? 40. And angle A is congruent, Cole, you're writing, to angle E, which was equal to 40 degrees. And definitely was not a straight line, right? Last page of your notes. Can we prove the triangles are similar? And can you prove they are definitely not similar? Explain. So we have, do you see two isosceles triangles? Okay, we're going to do this bottom isosceles triangle first. So help me out. Aiden, what do I know angle R has to be? 30. And once I know that one is 30, what do I know, Sam, this top angle has to be, which is not drawn to scale?
120.
It has to be 120, right? Not drawn to scale. Put your numbers on. Next thing we are looking at that, and with parallel lines. Extend your parallel lines, please. Haley, extend these. People don't see these parallel lines. Extend it. And if you extend it and you also extend the transversal, which is this red line, do you see either corresponding alternate interior or alternate exterior? Which one? Anyone? Seen. Alternate. Are there anything outside the two lines?
Interior.
They have to be alternating into. There's all in. This is all of our interior between our two parallel lines, right? So these are my interior. So I know that this angle right up here, kind of like I don't have these other ones, and this angle have to be the same. So I know this is 30 degrees, right? If I know thus that that angle is 30, and this is another isosceles triangle, what do these two angles together have to total to? This is a 30-degree angle up here because this is alternate interior. So these two angles are the same. We have two congruent angles, one pair of congruent angles. This is isosceles because this marking and this marking means these two angles are going to be exactly the same. What do they have to add up to equal? In a triangle, what do my three angles in 180? So I have 30 plus to get 180. What am I talking about? These two angles have to sum to 150, right? Does that make sense? These two angles have to add up to equal 150, but they have to be the same measure. So 150 divided by 2 is, they have to be 75, right? So today in your homework, when you're looking at those pictures and you start working and you're going, I don't get, use that you have isosceles triangle. If you know one angle, you can find the other two because the other two have to be the same. So similarly here, we knew this was 30. Aiden said this one had to be 30 because this was our isosceles triangle. Then we found the missing one. So, would you say similar or not? Not similar, right? Definitely not similar. And someone says, well, how do you explain or prove that on the test? Because this is going to be like a 4-point question on the test when I ask you this, right? So you're going to tell me not similar. And our reason is going to be because we had what? Only one congruent angle. And that one congruent angle was the angle QSR was congruent to angle SQP. That's our only one that's the same, those two 30s, because they were alternate interior. Okay?